Hi everyone, welcome back to another pick a card reading for the heart and soul. I'm Cheryl Harnish. Hi. And I am the author of the Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit Oracle decks. And they're quite powerful. You know, the fractal art that's contained in these contain a lot of information. So, you know, hopefully you're getting quite a healing through getting your readings. Now, for those of you, you might have noticed that I'm no longer on Facebook or Instagram. That was a very conscious choice. When they came with their new terms of agreement, I decided that they have crossed the line, and I will not participate, nor will I encourage others to use those platforms to find me. You know, I can get into that more. But I really strongly encourage everybody to really look at what those terms are and to see if you really do agree with that. So for now, I am solely on YouTube and I have my website. Okay, so our reading for today, I'm so excited. We're going to be doing what is coming up for you guys for 2021. Like overall in the year, what are going to be your bigger themes? What are you going to be working on personally, interpersonally, as far as career, relationships, and even with spirit? You know, what are some of your higher lessons that you're going to be going through this year as well? So we have some new Buddhas. They're so cute, but they're really dark. So I hope that they're, you know, you're going to be able to see their faces on camera. So we have our first Buddha. She will be, or he, it, gender neutral. It will be choice number 1. And I kind of see her as, you know, she's working, he, she, it's working the heart chakra, right? And choice number 2 will be our blue Buddha. Choice number 3 is our red Buddha. And choice number 4, it's kind of like a tealy, but tealy green, and we'll just call her green, him. Okay, now as always, take a few minutes, settle in your chair, just feel your bum, wherever it is that you're sitting, feel your body, get in here, and then allow yourself to make your choice, okay? So pause the video if you need to. Now, if you start your reading and you're like, this does not resonate with me, you know, sometimes we're just not settled enough to really hear what our choice is. Just come back to the beginning and make another choice. Okay? So, really excited for this one. I will see you guys in just a minute. Hi, group number 1. How are you? Okay, for those of you who have chosen our beige heart chakra Buddha, what I'm going to do is just pull the additional 2 cards that we need for your reading right now. Okay. That is definitely one of your cards here. And one more. And I feel like we are going in here somewhere there. Okay. All right. So what does Spirit have for you guys today? All right. So first off the bat, we have the Storm card. And, you know, even though it sounds like, you know, a storm and it's negative, I have to say that this card is really talking about clearing things up. And I feel like a lot of what they're kind of referring to is like feeling like you've been sucked into this hurricane the past year, you know, 2020, and finding some sort of resolution in that. Next up, we have the Change of Mind card. And so, you know, when the Change of Mind card comes up, this is usually about kind of breaking through some of the beliefs that you have, beliefs about yourself, what you're capable of, you know, that sort of thing. And it's usually more like not just changing your mind, you know, I used to like red and now I like blue, but more like it's more like an opening or an acceptance in some way. Now, we'll get into that a little bit more once we've got all our cards on the table, so to speak. So, now that's funny. So the this card is from the Path of the Soul deck, and it's called Consciousness. And I see this as like this brain, and all this energy is flowing through this. So, I mean, I'm so glad that I pulled these on this one on camera so that you can see. So we've got change of mind and consciousness. And so both of them are talking about, this year for you guys, it really is going to be a year where you are breaking through your beliefs, where you're breaking through your barriers, breaking through, this person that you kind of created up to this point last year, and have been living as that person and going, whoa, the record scratch. Wait a minute. That isn't really who I am. And this isn't all that I'm really capable of doing. And I feel like there's really starting to see things for what they really are. And with that storm card, because often that storm card is talking about, things getting a little bit crazy and chaotic. That's why there's all this chaotic kind of energy around here. That points to impersonal relationships, and it kind of leaks out into all these areas of your life. And it's talking about this lightning striking, and that's kind of like that epiphany, that waking up, and that lightning kind of clears the air. And I feel like they're talking about really you guys having your own thunderbolt of lightning coming in this year that's really going to wake you up to yourself, into your perspective, into your mind, into the beliefs that you've been carrying and holding for a very long time. The next card that we have, Universal Connection. Okay. This card is a writer's card. It's talking about writing, and I'm going to get into that in just a sec. I just need to get all of these out. My goodness. And we have the Blossoming card and the Empowerment card. Okay, I see the theme here, where they're going with this. So do you notice how both of these have reds and yellows going in them? And both of them have elements of writing in them, funny enough. But with the Universal Connection card, it's talking about you really, becoming conscious of your connection to spirit and how it works for you. It's almost like, your relationship with people. Sometimes you need to go under review in your relationship with these people and redefine it in some sort of way. And I feel like, with these two guys popping up here about change of belief, understanding, perception, and that sort of thing, I feel like they are talking about a different understanding about your relationship to spirit, to the universe. But with this Universal Connection card especially, it is talking about writing. Like, it's very strong about writing. In the booklet I put, start journaling, start doing poetry, start expressing yourself through words. There's something about getting it out of you, and it's talking directly about expressing what your connection with the universe is like, and I feel like in a way they're kind of talking about you coming to that place where you're going, you know what, F it. I've had enough of being afraid, and I've had enough of holding myself back, and I'm going to allow myself to really be the true expression of who I really am. Not what my mind tells me I am or capable of doing, but what I feel inside of my deepest heart, even though I have fear around it sometimes, okay? So there is something about getting that flow happening. And what I was pointing out with these reds and yellows is that red is the root chakra, the base chakra, right? That's what has us grounded here into this earth. And then with those yellows, that's this empowerment energy coming through. And while I'm saying it's, this empowerment yellow, you literally have the empowerment card. So, with that empowerment card coming up, I do have to say, you know, we don't grow through everything just going smoothly. It's through the challenges that we face. And I feel like there's a lot of lessons being integrated from, you know, last year or the last couple of years that are bringing you to this place where you kind of really start to see the light this year. And I feel like there are still going to be challenges this year, and don't take that as meaning, you know, so difficult you can't pull your face out of the mud and, you know, you feel like giving up. I'm not talking about those kind of challenges, but where you come at them from a different state of consciousness, right? Where when those challenges come up, they aren't just clobbering you down into the ground. You're like, okay, I've been here, done this, and now this time I'm taking a different path and a different road to really overcoming these things so that I can start to really be that expression that I was talking about of your true self. But also with this card, with the blossoming card, this one is talking about connecting to, and in the booklet, I use the words large groups of people, okay? And so there is something this year that is about you connecting to large groups of people. So, you know, perhaps that is through your writing. Perhaps, you know, it's through teaching, doing workshops. You could be healing, you could be volunteering, you could be, you know, finding ways to help us have meaningful connections and gatherings in a COVID safe way, in a COVID world. You know, I don't know how this will manifest for you, but there's something very important for you this year about connecting with people more than just one person on a you know, kind of bigger scale, and putting yourself out there into that kind of leadership role or position. So that could even be like starting something up on social media or YouTube, you know, and writing is you getting yourself organized and that sort of thing. So I feel like it's really going to clear some things out for you this year. So like I said, I do feel like 2021, you're going to have some challenges, but these are growth challenges. And they're saying like, you know, up to this point, you know, you've done things that way, and now you're coming at it from this new place, new state of mind, okay? And it's so much more empowering. And with that empowerment card, I do want to add this, that somehow in some way, you know, whether this is on a large scale with groups of people, or just even on an individual level with inspiring your friends, that empowerment card is talking about your own empowerment as a person, as an individual. But it's also talking that from your own empowerment, that it, you know, gives that kind of permission. Other people see it, they smell it, they feel it off you, and they're like, I want some of that for myself. So how do I do that? So there's that inspirational kind of energy that's running through this year for you, that you will be inspiring others. Okay, wow. So if you liked your reading, please do hit subscribe, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. I'm sending you guys all my love, and I will see you again next week. Bye. Hi, group number 2. How are you? For those of you who have chosen our little blue Buddha. All right. So before I forget, let's get our 2 additional cards drawn here. All right. So what does 2021 have in store for you guys? I feel like this one is literally screaming at me. So it's coming out. So how beautiful. So the very first card, we have the love card. And you see how it's almost like an earth. And then there's this beautiful glowing heart of light around this earth. And being the first card out, that love card is talking about that there's something about you guys coming out this year. And there's a lot here about sharing your light with the world, and that one of your bigger purposes here on earth is for you to be the love and light that you are, and that the world needs what it is that you have to share, whatever that may be, in whatever capacity that you're drawn to do it. The next card that we have out is the prayers card, and I feel like they're talking about both prayers answered and deepening your kind of, it's kind of a theme that was just in reading number 1, but deepening your connection with spirit. But I feel like this is a more, not just my spiritual understanding of life, but I feel with that prayers card, it's talking about your communication and connection with spirit. And with that prayers card, it gives me that feeling of feeling heard by the universe. You know how a lot of the times we're like, dear God, help me. I need help with this. Like, I need help with this. You guys tell me what to do. I need help. And, all we hear is crickets when we are looking for the answer. And I feel like 2021 is a year where the crickets turns to guidance, where that, the wind kind of blows your inner sails. So you may not consciously be aware of where you're being directed and guided, but you're it's moving you. And, when you are just about to arrive, you're like, holy cannoli, like, Spirit brought me here. Spirit answered me. This is my answer. So, I don't know what's going on for each of you. It's going to be so different, but I really do feel like this is about your communication and feeling heard by the universe and feeling directed that, these deeper prayers, concerns, or things that you want to accomplish here in this lifetime are going to be addressed this year for you. So the next card up. All right. So we have the Bull Guide card. Now, that Bull Guide, I like that guy because he's talking about, coming into this place of empowerment where you're kind of like, is that what you have to say? Okay, oh well, F you. This is what I'm doing anyway, It's not that it's aggressive or anything like that, but it's talking about a year where you really hold your ground, because that's what a bull does. A bull holds its ground. And, I've said this before, like, it's not about saying, I'm in my power. It's that you are in your power. And, with a bull just looks at you and says, I'm a bull. I own this area. And that's how it is. And you're like, bull. You're right. This is your pen, and I'm not getting in here. And so there's something this year about really standing your ground, really holding your own space, right? And claiming your space, that sort of thing. And I feel like this is a year where, how sometimes we get in this habit or way of being of kind of like folding to other people and kind of giving away to life events, situations, relationships, and kind of bending down to it and just going, And I feel like this year you're like, no, that's not going to happen. Thank you very much. This is how it's rolling. So, I feel like there's more strength for you this year, and a sincere strength, not force, will, and mind, but of the heart and soul. And you're like, yeah, and it feels really good, you guys. Ooh, nice. So the next card we have is the Doves card. And the Doves card, it's talking about love and relationships, but it's a cycle card. And so, I feel like they're talking about, especially because we have the word love, I feel like they are talking relationships here, that there's some sort of cycling. So whatever you've been in either last year or for the last couple of years, as far as relationships and how they've been panning out for you and things like that. I feel like you're coming into a new cycle this year. But that new cycle, it's not talking about just romantic relationships, although it's strongly pointing to that with the love card. Like, I would not be surprised if most of you do not end up in a meaningful relationship that is very different from the types of relationships that you've been in before. But with that Dove's card, it's also talking about like that it's almost like a whole cycle, so that, you know, the main theme, you'll see it a lot in your relationship or relationships, but that it kind of echoes out into a lot of other areas in your life too. So I feel like you're going to be doing things differently this year, from a different kind of standpoint, from not feeling like you're getting plowed down this year, that you're really have your wind beneath your wings sort of thing. Ooh, nice. So we also have the on target card, and I always see this as like the sight on a, you know, on a gun, the sights, and it's right on target. And I feel, because, you know, when you look at this fractal, it's going way out there. And I feel like what they're talking about with this prayer card, you know, is also kind of like these things that you've been wanting, the things that you want to obtain or bring into your life or manifest into your life, that have felt kind of too far out there, too far out of your reach or out of your realm, that this is something where you're kind of locking in on it this year. And I feel like it's coming in, like you're bringing it into you or manifesting it here for you. And I feel like that's a part of this cycle that they're talking about, a new cycle, that it's stopping that old pattern in a way. The next card that we have, I love this card. It's called the Freedom card. And you see how this looks like a snail shell? It's Fibonacci for sure. With that Freedom card, that's talking about you guys literally coming out of your shell this year. And a lot of that message with the Freedom card is talking about like really coming to a place where you're willing to let go of your past. And that means letting go of the past love relationships that you've had, you know, cleaning house in that department, whether they are romantic relationships or friendships, or even seriously, you know, jobs, any of those things. It's talking about really letting go of how things have been in the past. And I know that a lot of the time we look to the future with this kind of screen of what's happened in the past, and when I've done this in the past, this has happened. And this is talking about kind of coming out of your shell and really being willing to let go of how things have been in the past and things of your past, and coming out here and allowing yourself to be more vulnerable and not quite so protected, you know, with this kind of wall built up right here so that no one's getting in here, right? And I don't want anybody to hit this tender spot here in me. And so this is talking about really letting down your walls this year and really letting your heart be out here. And I feel like that really goes along with that Bull Guide card of you being out here in a way that is open and in flow and strong within yourself, in a way that you aren't just getting knocked down or bowing down to other people, and you realize that how it's been in the past isn't how it needs to be in the future. So I feel like this is a lot of things that you guys are working on, but I have to say predominantly for 2021, this is a year of relationships and how you're operating within yourself, and really, I want to say, manifesting these deeper desires, these deeper callings, and moving toward those things, like really setting your sights on them and really going for it and starting to see and feel the universe kind of responding back to you. Okay, so wow, that's pretty amazing. You guys have quite a year ahead. If you resonate with your reading, please do hit the like and subscribe. I wish you guys so much love. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Hi, group number 3. How are you? So, for those of you who have chose our red Buddha, we'll stick her over here. Okay. Oh, before I will forget if I don't do that right now. We're going to draw out 2 additional cards to go along with what we have here. 2021. What does group 3 need to know about 2021? And this one is calling to me right off the bat. I have to go for it. And so is that one. Okay. So they weren't wasting any time with you guys on this week. Okay. So we're going to go this way. And we have, the commitment card. And you see how it looks like these 2 sides to come together and tie the knot, so to speak. So the commitment card can be talking about relationships, and it can be talking about making some sort of commitments this year. So let me get out the rest of the cards and see, what area that commitment card is talking about. All right. And we have this celestial card. Now, with that celestial card, it is talking about, intuition, guides, angels, that sort of thing. But it is also talking about path, purpose. And I have to say, I'm smiling because I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of you who've chosen this reading chose it because there's a part of you that is really wanting to step into your role, into your path and purpose here. So with that celestial card in the write-up, it says, we're wanting this magical scroll to fall from the heavens, and when I'm rolling it, it says, Jane, John, you are here to do blah, 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 and thank you, universe. Thank you for telling me what to do. And I feel like they're talking about this unfolding for you, because we never do get that, scroll. It's just we move through our lives and it brings us into purpose. And I feel like 2021 for you guys is a year that brings you into purpose, like your deeper purpose, soul, like I've come here to do this sort of feeling. I'm going to go this way. So the next card we have is the red native card. And I always see these 2 yellow guys as like, they remind me of totem poles. Being here in Vancouver, BC, there's a ton of totem poles. And that red native card is talking about walking the red road, which is really walking your spiritual path with integrity. In not in integrity as in, this is what the world, social media, people tell me that my spiritual path should look like, but this is me feeling within my heart and soul and feeling what feels right for me on my path. What does my relationship with the universe look like? What does my relationship with my guides look like? What does my relationship with the world look like? And, with that red native card, that it's a deeply spiritual card, and it's like that calling to enlightenment, to really waking up on every level. So when that card comes up, they are pointing to still doing this process of working on you. So I feel like there's still a lot happening here this year of really cleaning house in here, right? And, you have to be brave to walk a spiritual path. It's not for the meek, right? And so, doing that personal growth work is going to be a huge part of your year this year. But I feel like this is talking about a year where, not that you're just getting slammed with personal stuff and then having to deal with that crap. I feel like this is more of a year of like, you know what, this is who I am. And this is what, this is what I believed about myself. Why the heck? Forget it. That sort of thing. Like really cleaning house is the word I want to use, and really coming more authentically into yourself and expressing your spirituality, your divinity in the way that is true for you. Okay, so let me see what else we've got out here. All right. That makes sense. So the next card we have is the Intuitive Arts Guide. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it looks like a face, and he's wearing, like this funky hat, and then his whole center and the heart center is just exploding out. So that Intuitive Arts Guide, especially coming up where I said, with that Celestial card, this is about you connecting to your guides, angels, terrestrials, whoever it is that you feel that you are connecting to or resonate with. This is a very spiritual year for you guys, I have to say. And with that Intuitive Arts Guide, that is really like tapping in a substantial way, in a meaningful way, to really hearing spirit. Or even if you want to take it another way, of really truly hearing your heart and hearing yourself and your inner truth, which ultimately is God, the divine, right? So there's whether that means that you are like actually working on developing your intuition, or really integrating more of your intuitive gifts into your path and purpose, and really walking that path, right? Because this is a group reading, it's going to kind of manifest differently for each of you depending on your situation. And that could be even really like honoring your intuition, even though it can be really scary. Like your intuition is saying, I need to do this. This is what I need to do. And your head goes, holy, are you out of your mind? You can't do that. And it's kind of like making space for you to really sit within your own center, your own heart, your own connection to the universe, and go, I hear that fear, and that's actually what is pointing me to that. This is the juicy spot, right? So there's a few ways that this Intuitive Arts Guide card is manifesting for you. So whether that means you're out there helping to teach others how to connect intuitively, whether that is you working and using your intuition, and that, you guys, you could be doing writing, but you're still intuitively bringing through whatever it is you need to write. You could be dancing, doing art, baking cookies, for crying out loud. Anything that you do where you're really centered in here and doing it from this place, whatever this job or path or purpose is, right? Okay. So our next card, ooh, nice, resolution. And I feel like that is directly talking about path and purpose, that there is that resolution, kind of like, getting it figured out. Because I see that this card, it's almost like we've got these separate puzzle pieces, and it's this picture, and you just have to figure out which way do I turn it to get this to all line up and to have the puzzle come together. And it is talking about have that puzzle coming together for you this year. Like 2021 is a year of aha. We're going to call that the aha year for you. So I feel like that commitment card really is talking about your own commitment to yourself, to your path, to your purpose. It could be a relationship coming in, but I would have to say that commitment card, if it were relationships, I feel like these would be relationships that are supporting you on your spiritual path, supporting you in your purpose, supporting you in creating this truly meaningful life that you want to wake up to every day, right? So the last card that we have here is the Awakening card. I'm laughing because you have the Awakening card and the Red Native card. So like two truly deeply spiritual cards, right? So with that Awakening card, that is, it's literally, it is just repeating what I've already said. Although I do have to point out that we have a 37, which breaks down to a 110, which 1 is like leadership, new beginnings, stepping out there sort of thing, claiming yourself, kind of what I've already been talking about. And the 0 is creative energy. So there's like, you guys are creating something this year. There's something new that you're either integrating to what you're already doing on your path, or creating something new, like a new business or a new way of doing things. And I feel like this is really going to be your major focus for the year. So, wow. I do hope that this reading resonated for you. If it do, please do hit the like and subscribe. And I am sending you all my love. I'm really actually quite excited for you. There's a very exciting energy here. So I just want to say thank you for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Hi, group number 4. For those of you who have chosen our green Buddha, we'll just stick him over here. Now, before I forget, we're going to draw out our 2 additional cards for your reading. 2021. What are the major themes, events for group number 4, 2021? All right, so let's see what we've got. Whoa, that one has a lot of energy. So does this one. So it's coming out. All right. So first, ooh, nice. So the first card out for you guys is the feline card. And I hope that you can see there's this like cat-like face here. And that feline card is talking about a big leap forward. It's talking about getting something going for yourself, or something that you've kind of been sitting on, almost like having this egg that you've been incubating and hatching and keeping undercover and coming out with it this year. So there's some big movement forward. The next card we have is the frequency shift. And with that frequency shift card, that is talking about, kind of amping your energy up. And I don't feel like they're talking about you consciously having to work on yourself to change your energy, although that might be the case. Like, we still have to be conscious of the energy that we are. But I feel like through this project, through this new thing that you're going to be doing this year, that there's a huge shift of energy for you. And I feel like, also, I feel like they're talking about whatever this is that you end up doing this year also creates like a kind of energy shift for other people too. So I don't really know what I'm talking about here. I never do when I'm doing readings. So let's see what else we have here. Okay. So with I'm having I really did make these decks, and I'm going to call it the fetus card because I know the name of the card, but for the life of me, I'm drawing a blank. Anyhow, this to me, I see it as this, it's like in utero, and there's this little fetus here, and the lights are lighting it up inside the uterus. And so this card, it actually very much mirrors the feline card, because this card is talking about like giving birth, being born, something new coming out, something that you've been, again, nurturing, holding, growing inside of you. that is ready to come out. And a lot of the times that card does talk about having gone through this very internal process, and maybe even having been pulled back, retreat from the world a little bit last year or in the last couple of years, and kind of doing that whole internal nurturing sort of thing. And it feels like that's part and parcel of what, each stage that we go through, that's talking about. It's bringing you to this place where you're ready to, come out into the world and bring something out into the world and take this big step, change, leap forward in your life. The next card, there, we have the work card. And the work card is like these two worlds coming together, and see how it's like a perfect mirrored image, but this one rests in this green and this one rests in this yellowy orange. And the work card is talking about your spiritual work, your spiritual life becoming your work, or that there's this balance where it's not so split, that I have this secret spiritual life and beliefs and things that I do, and then I have my other world where I just go to work 9 to 5. It's talking about some sort of balance between these two, so you're not all one, like retreated, caved away, just like meditating and nurturing and trying to heal, and you're not all the other way, like just out in the world running wild. It's like this really beautiful balance it's talking about for 2021, where your two worlds are balanced. And there's usually some sort of integration. And what I was talking with the colors here is that this is really, I'm going to say, more heart-based, right? Because green represents the heart chakra. And it's like, doing work that you love, doing the things that really bring you joy and make you happy out here in the real physical world. And then with that, the orangey yellow, that's our second and third chakra, right? So, with the solar plex chakra, it's very much like your empowerment, coming into a sense of power for yourself. And then with the oranges, which is like the navel chakra, is very creative, like hugely creative forces. So I do want to say creativity, self-empowerment, really working from your heart, where, your work becomes your spiritual work, or you're doing something that's more authentic. But I feel, again, this is something new that you guys are doing, or if it is something that you have been doing already, it's like totally changing it, revamping it, and bringing it back out here in a big way. Because that feline card isn't talking about just like taking this big step forward. It's talking about like this huge leap. 2021 is a huge progression, I need to say, a huge progression for you guys. And it feels like it really shifts your state of being or way of being in a really profound way. And with that work card being out there, I want to say that it's, in astrology, this would be like the line of the midheaven, which, balances the two, your outer world career, the world at large, and the inner world, your base spiritual and foundation. So I just want to get these, oh my goodness. Okay. So the next card that we have is the Archangel Michael card. And that is beautiful because, Archangel Michael, he's very much about two things. Well, he's a few things, but he is about us, cutting cords, severing the ties, having that feeling of being protected and nurtured and loved by the universe, and having some sort of buffer between the harshness of the world out here and our soft inner inner child, inner reality, having that sort of buffer. Michael is like that kind of protection and loving energy. And Michael is the one who helps assist us to cut the cords, right? And so that may be a part of the process that they're talking about this year, is perhaps some cord cutting, releasing some people, jobs, situations that really no longer serve you, but that you're just kind of still tethered to, and making a break from those things to kind of give you this fresh start and new leap. And the last card that we have is the advancements card. And with the advancements card, it doesn't usually show up very well on camera, but it's really kind of like this metallic golden energy, and it's very regal. And it is literally backing up everything that I've already said. So this is kind of amazing, but I feel like I want to say to you guys, like, put on your bravest face this year, because it's talking about you making this huge leap and bound in your life. And where it is advancing you, I feel like it's talking about in the realm of like work, purpose, but more so in your outer world, that your life as a whole really begins to reflect who you are on the inside in a more authentic way, right? And one that really is much more congruent with you. But I have to say, the other thing that Michael represents is communication, right? He is all blue. Michael also represents the throat chakra. So I feel like there's a lot more happening for you guys this year as far as, becoming a voice for yourself, becoming your own advocate, and perhaps even being a voice for others who haven't yet found their own strength to be a voice, right? So there's some form of communication happening here for you guys in 2021 that is really going to be a big part of the foundation of this big movement forward that you're making in your lives. So it feels very, like, I want to say solid, and it feels like this is not a bam, it happens quickly. I feel like this is a very nice, progressive unfolding of this part of your path this year, so that it's very stable and sturdy as you walk along. It's not just some big shake up and then bam, you're there. I feel like you kind of really grow into this year. So I feel like it's a lot like the energy, because it's hard to describe energy, feels like it just puts everything into alignment for you this year. So, wow. Big shifts, big changes, lots of new coming for you this year. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed your reading. Please do hit the like, subscribe. I'm sending you all my love. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you again next week. Take care.